So let's begin. Good evening, everybody. So this is Dr. Rashi, Managing Editor at Homeopathy 360. And we are in the second part of this series where we have collaborated with HHF, and the series is called Beyond Boundaries with Homeopathy 360. We are running in collaboration with HHF because we want to bring mentors of the this foundation, this HHF, to you, where they share their opinions, their thoughts, and their cases, and they teach you homeopathy. So yesterday we had spoken to Dr. Ganesh, one of the very fine mentors from HHF, and today we have with us Dr. Archana Gadiya. She has had a flourishing practice since last 13 years, and we're going to talk about two of her very beautiful cases. She's going to tell us how she has dealt with these cases. This is aplastic anemia and a case of hemorrhoids. We'll take these two cases in detail. And for all of you who've joined us for the first time, I'll just get you acquainted with the interface. So on the bottom of your screens, you have the Q&A box. As always, we'll be taking the questions in the end when she is done with her presentation and her lecture. And in between, you can always go on writing your questions, although I'll mark them as that I have read them, and we'll take them in the end. If she wants, she can ask you questions and you can give your answers in the chat box there. Right? So, not wasting another minute, Dr. Archana, over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Rashi, for the lovely introduction. It's my pleasure and honor to be the part of the wonderful webinar series arranged by Beyond Boundaries, Homeopathy 360-degree. Thanks a lot for that. So today I'm going to show the two cases which I have tackled in my one case is of aplastic anemia and another is of a bleeding piles. Okay, so aplastic anemia is a condition where your body stops producing the enough new blood cells. Because of that, you start suffering from the fatigue, you start suffering from frequent infections, there is uncontrollable bleeding, and other symptoms include dizziness, fatigue, headache, and nose bleeding, gum bleeding. So you need immediate attention. It is a rare but a serious condition. And in modern medicine, the treatments available are either blood transfusion or bone marrow transplant. Okay. And as we are not able to show the video cases because of the privacy issues, so I have written the case verbatim. So we'll go through that. And after that, we'll see the journey of a beautiful remedy. Okay, so I'll share my screen.
Sure.
So, are you able to see my PPT?
No, Dr. Rachna, the camera is on and we can still see you.
Okay, let me share once again.
Share.
Okay, now
it shows Dr. Archana's network bandwidth is low. The screen sharing is on, but we cannot see the PPT as yet. Okay. So now you will have to go to slideshow and from the beginning, so it goes full screen. So that will be clearer to the audience. Now this is fine. This is clear.
okay. All the delegates for the webinar series. So, before we begin, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to our master, Dr. Sam Hanneman. Genius person. It won't be that we are not able to in this place today where we are and not able to do the miracles daily while sitting in the clinic. Then gratitude to our master, Dr. Mandita sir, Dr. Ashok sir, and Dr. Indra Gupta sir. Each and every day we get something that they have taught us in the clinic, and we are able to apply that. So thank you so much all the masters for teaching us wholeheartedly, and this legacy is carried forward by these mentors of us of HHF, Dr. Mayuresh Mahajan sir, Dr. Mahade sir, and Dr. Sunil Godge sir. Then gratitude to the mother of our Resurgence Pune HHF team. She is the anchor of this Resurgence HHF, and she has taken us all in her wing and nurturing us daily to become a great homeopath. So this is the first case. I think PPT is visible. No issue any.
Yes, yes, PPT is visible.
Okay. So, so let me share my first case, which is of case of a bleeding piles. This lady came to me for the complaints of the bleeding piles, and she was having this tendency of hemorrhages since 15 years, since her second delivery. At that time, she took some Ayurvedic medicines and she got better. But again, since few months, she started suffering from the pain and bleeding. So she took some other medicines, but she didn't got any relief. So one of my patients referred her to me. So she came. She told that after coming, before I was starting my camera, she started complaining कि doctor, I'm having lot of pain while going to the washroom. I have stopped even eating fish, eggs, potatoes, spicy food, everything. I'm following all the diet restrictions. In spite of the belonging to the culture where these things are taken daily, but still she was avoiding everything. So it is which is producing lot of heat in my body because of the pain. Because of that pain, I'm avoiding the food which is producing heat in my body. After coming back from the washroom, there is a burning and stitching pain constantly for near about half a day. And because of that pain, I'm really afraid of going to the washroom to the next day. I'm really not able to imagine that I have to again go tomorrow to the washroom and have to suffer the same pain. Now I just want to go to the I just don't want to go to the washroom. Sometimes I even avoid eating because thinking of then I have to go to the washroom again. So she was having that severe pain. So in Hindi she was telling, sir, मैडम जाने का दिल ही नहीं बोल रहा है अब वॉशरूम, क्या करूं, तकलीफ ही सहन नहीं हो रही, बहुत दर्द हो रहा है, उसका ही बस डर लग रहा है. So then I tried to interact with her after finishing her complaint, but she was taking me again there. You know, ma'am, पहले आप पेन के बारे में देखो, आप इसको ठीक करो, मुझे बहुत दर्द हो रहा है. So still I asked about her general nature or some IPR, but I got nothing from there. So I just asked her, okay, let me know about the mental state, because in homeopathy or in mind method, we give more importance to the changes in your mental state when you going through that complaint or activity. So she started telling, ma'am, nothing else. I get irritable at the time. I get angry if someone asks me anything because of that pain. Okay, so that much of information only I got. Uh, okay, so this is about the first case. Shall we discuss something about this case, or shall we move to the next case?
No, I think you can
Any?
go in detail if you want to go into the details of the case.
Okay. Or anybody wants to put their thought, what remedy they are thinking or what rubric they are thinking?
Okay, so all the participants, you can write your answers, whatever guesses you've made till now about this case, what remedy she must have given. I don't think there are any guesses at the moment.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, Dr. Rachna, we have some answers. This is Arsenic
Okay.
Album by Dr. Lalita Joshi and Gelsemium by Dr. Malay Kumar. Dr. Y.N. Rao says Nux. And Dr. Shiv Kumari says nitric acid. Then we have
Great, great. These
Aesculus.
all remedies should come in our mind.
Anybody else, if you want to write sepia? Dr. Dhruv says sepia. Nux again. Aesculus again.
Okay. Okay, great. So let's move on to our next piece. We'll see the remedy later on. Okay. So this is the another case. It is a case of aplastic anemia. This is a case of an uncle who is 75 years age old, and his whole family is my patient. But he never visited me. Even though auntie and all the kids and his son, daughter-in-law, all are coming regularly to me for seeking homeopathic treatment, but he never consulted me. So I was just knowing something from the auntie while taking her case about the uncle's nature. So in COVID time, he started suffering from cough and cold, and we all know, even if get sneeze at the time of COVID, everyone was getting panic. But uncle was cool and calm, and auntie, actually auntie is of stramonium state, so she got very panicky. What happened to him, and why is coughing? Why is having coryza? So she sent him to me forcefully at that time. So I have verbatim of that time also, and recently of July 24 also. So we'll quickly see information given by auntie beforehand. So auntie concluded the uncle is very obstinate in nature since the beginning of our marriage. If he feels something is right, even though it is wrong, we should call it off as right. And if we behave according to his wishes, then only he is happy. When I ask about his mental state whenever he falls sick, this is my favorite question. I ask to every patient every time, what is the deviation from your normal state? In a disease state you feel at your mental level, and I also try to inquire this from the relatives also, what are the changes you observe in his nature whenever he falls sick. I think because of that I used to get something peculiar and something the data which is I'm able to prescribe on, and base of the remedy gets more clearer after that. So when I asked about this question, the auntie told he just feels, as we have seen the symptoms of aplastic anemia, he started feeling weak, he get fatigue, he stop eating his food. There is a lot of weakness, he's not able to even get up from the bed. And at that time we come to know that uncle is suffering from something. Okay, till then no one knows, he will never come that I am having this and these symptoms. Generally avoid going to the doctor. He will just say I am fine, nothing is wrong with me, what had happened to me, there is no any need of going to the doctor. We have to force in cases of emergency, at least go now, else you will get collapse at home. Okay, so this is the state of. So I'll narrate the case verbatim of the time when he visited to me. He has visited me only once, and on that basis only I'm treating him. So at that time he was complaining of cough and cold, and he was not able to eat since 8 days. The patient came and sat with his neck and back erect and keeping it both hand on the vest. If you could all see me, he was sitting like this. And till that time I was finishing, I think I was preparing medicine of the one of my patient. So I was finishing, he was just sitting like this for I think near 2 to 3 minutes. It was sitting like this only. So after I finished my work, I asked, okay, what treatment you have taken, uncle, for this cough? So uncle, as usual, nothing. I just took a crocin. So who takes crocin for a cough? ना यहाँ पे मुझे थोड़ा सा कुछ खटका कि यार क्रोसिन ये क्या है, बंदा सिर्फ, और कोविड का टाइम चल रहा है, इतने सब लोग पैनिक है. So doctor, okay, anything else? The patient, the problem has started when I was resting in the balcony. I thought of getting some sun exposure, but the floor was very cold. Since then, I had this cough, but now I'm quite better. Though he was coughing frequently. Though he was coughing, he's like, I'm okay, I'm better, I have taken crocin, okay. But I could see it was not better. Doctor, okay, so how's your routine now? Nothing. I just watch YouTube videos, and as the lockdown is going on, I'm not able to go out much. Doctor, okay. So why you haven't consulted any doctor in this last 8 days? Since 8 days you're suffering, na? As it, we know the COVID time was a very panic time. First day we get sneeze or cold. Second day we are in the doctor's clinic, or in the evening time we are on the doctor's clinic, or at least we will consult some doctor on the phone and start taking the treatment. But uncle haven't consulted anyone or not have taken any treatment. So when I asked why, so no, he thought I thought the cough will go on its own, doctor. But you're not eating and your blood counts also low. So yes, for that low blood counts, जो उनका वो chronic tendency रहा है, for that I have consulted some doctor or some physician 1 year back. He has consulted and he gave me some tonics for that. But after that, I haven't visited. Then I asked why you haven't visited. Yeah, why you haven't kept your follow-ups with that same doctor? So, patient, my family members don't have time. No, he's having only one son, one daughter got married, and she was staying nearby. So, if I fall somewhere while going to the clinic, who will look after me? That's why I didn't go alone to consult a doctor. Okay. Tell me more about your nature. My name is good, doctor. I really don't quarrel. I used to work in a railways, but now I'm retired. Before lockdown, I used to roam around, but since lockdown has started, I am staying at home because children are not allowing me to go out frequently. And if anything, I also don't go because if anything happened to me, they have to come to help me out outside. But, no, why he's telling all this, we'll say later. All the connections will occur later. Okay. So I also avoid going out. Why to trouble them unnecessarily? So this is the second time he's telling I'm having the fear of falling off and fell at home 8 years back. I fractured my four vertebrae at that time. Only my wife and I were at that home at that time, and my son has gone out of town. So a neighbor came to help me, but I told, you just stay here. Don't touch me. I can get up my own and sit well. You don't need to do anything for me. So I thought, what if anyone is coming for your help and you're telling him like this? And in spite of having four vertebrae fracture, there must be a lot of pain. You're not able to move, you're not able to get up. And the neighbors are coming for the help, and you're telling me just sit here. I'll try to get up my own. You don't touch me. Then I asked why. So patient told, as I'm able to move my legs, I was able to feel them. I'm able to move my hand. I could feel them too. I just wasn't able to get up from the floor. My son-in-law stays nearby, so asked my neighbor to call him and told him, "Ki come to the Pune, as I can't move, but I can talk on the phone." So I called him and asked him to come. Till then, he was lying on the floor only. Doctor, but uncle, you had a fracture. There must be a lot of pain, ना? कि हमको इतना minor hairline fracture भी हो जाता तो we start feeling कि यार कितना pain हो रहा है. And यहाँ पे तो पूरा vertebra के 4 vertebrae चले गए, fracture हो गए. So there must be a lot of pain. So patient, no, there was no much pain in the that same attitude. In hospital, they asked me to take rest for 1 month and gave me some painkillers. I usually avoid taking painkillers. Okay. So शुरू से ही अंकल को दवाई लेना बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं था, एंड वो बहुत रेयरली मेडिसिन लेते थे, और वो भी बिल्कुल इमरजेंसी है तभी लेते थे. So I took only a half painkiller at that time. I was admitted for 3 days. Later on, I only told that now discharge me. I'll take rest at the home. Doctor, okay, but I was there only. You don't have pain at the time. How it's possible, no? But didn't you have any pain at the time? Patient, yeah. Then admitted slowly. I had some pain like this. But when I felt the pain, doctor, I remember one incident. You know what? So few years ago, my family met with an accident, and my uncle got paralyzed in that accident. So I got scared at that time. वो पूरा जो किस्सा था मेरे आंखों के सामने आ गया, पेशेंट ऐसे बोला। और आई स्टार्टेड वंडरिंग व्हाट विल हैपन इफ आई एम नॉट एबल टू वॉक। आई शुड नॉट गेट द सेम थिंग, I should not go through that. So but I didn't dwell on it. Later on, after coming home, I told everyone I can walk, see, I'm better now. My son used to ask me every morning leaving for the office, before leaving for the office, do I need any help in going to the washroom or anything. I told him no need, I can go alone, I can manage myself. Okay, so this was the case verbatim. I literally cut short it because long time. Hello, I think I lost my connection.
Yes, Dr. Archana, we had lost your voice a couple of minutes back.
Okay, okay. So I'll share my screen again. So screen is visible.
Not yet.
Okay.
Your connection's slow, probably. That's why it's taking time. Uh, yes, now it's visible. But it's not full screen as yet.
I've done full screen. Is it visible now?
No, it's not yet full screen. वो वही है. Probably your connection is slow ना, तो थोड़ा delay हो रहा है. It's still showing. Now it's fine. So we are on this slide. This is only one time uncle has visited me.
Okay,
June
okay. So
2024
where
वाला.
we have lost our connection, do I need to summarize the case again?
No, it was audible since
Okay,
idhar
okay.
tak that your son that the son used to ask the
Hmm.
patient every
Yeah.
day,
Okay.
every morning. वहां
Okay.
तक it was clear.
Okay, so we have finished the video verbatim of the case. So again in the June 24, he started suffering. He got sick, and same symptoms: fatigue, weakness, not able to eat. He was lying all the time. So I was out of town at that time, and his family forcefully took him to the physician. He, at least you showed to some another doctor at least. He asked directly for the blood transfusion. We see that reports also. I have that reports. So family got scared and contacted me. So later I talked with the uncle on the phone, and I found the same state. So started medicine in the LM potency, and within 1.5 months, uncle got improved. So we'll see that those reports. So these were the previous reports before treatment. The hemoglobin was down up to 6.9. Then all the other counts were low, platelets were low, WBC, RBC, all the counts were low at the time. And after we have started treatment, this is of I think July 24, and this is of September 24. Within 1.5 months, the counts were hemoglobin raised up to 14.1, then RBCs 5.25, platelets 2 lakh 33,000. Okay, so all the counts improved. And just with the help of homeopathy, the uncle didn't took any allopathic, not even a single tablet. Though even I have also asked him to take at least iron or something as a supplement, but he refused. I'm not going to take those medicines. You give me your medicine, I'll take that, because till now he got faith in our treatment, so he took those medicines only. Okay, so let's have some quick discussions. Anybody with some analysis of this case, and the remedy of both the cases is same. So anyone with the remedy or analysis?
Okay, so most of the people have already written there's a feel of arnica in this case.
Okay, great. Anika, on the basis of any rubric anybody have taken?
Dr. Priyanka Shah has written arnica rubric says, well, he is even when not.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
there's a history of fall, history of injury. Dr.
Okay.
Y.N. Rao has stated platina and lycopodium.
Okay. Latina we have seen
And
yesterday only.
most of them are saying, well, says he is when very sick. Arnica. This is Jaskaran Singh. And don't touch me, history of injury. These are the rubrics for Arnica. And I think
Okay. Great. Great.
Shanti writes
Everybody doing
Ferrum
great.
first. Ferrum
Hmm.
first,
What about
egotism.
first case? In first case also you feel the same remedy, Arnika?
So people, please write what do you feel about the first case that she's presented? Uh, is it also
Rubric
Arnica?
of the first case. Is it also Arnika or rubric? Any rubric or any symptom you feel?
Okay, Jaskaran Singh writes, fear ordeal was there in the first case.
Yeah. Vandana ma'am telling egotism. Right. Foolish ego. Archana. Asha. Arnika.
Neha writes
Yes,
Arnica.
yes. Great guys. It's nothing but all have guessed it perfectly. So this is nothing but the Arnika. Both cases are of Arnika. So let's quickly see the case analysis and evaluation. So in the first case, I immediately got the feel of this remedy because I was knowing about this combination. If we put fear of the pain and fear of ordeal, we get only one remedy, that is Arnika. So in first case, I got to know only about these two feelings, that she is having lot of pain and she's having fear of that pain, and she's having fear of going to that same process again. So what is ordeal? Ordeal is a very unpleasant and very difficult experience. Like हम हिंदी में उसको बोलते हैं अग्नि परीक्षा देना. जैसे हमको किसी पेनफुल एंड अनप्लीजेंट एक्सपीरियंस से बार बार पास होना पड़ता है. इट्स मोर देन द सफरिंग. सफरिंग से भी एक आगे की जो स्टेज है, इट इज ऑर्डियल. So, and when I inquired about the changes in her nature, the CT, I got confirmation at that point when she told that I'm getting irritable at that time. So we have a rubric: irritability, pain during. So
Pain
after putting
during.
those three rubrics, we get only Arnika. So this patient improved very well after starting with the Arnika. I have not attached the video follow, but she's doing well. Okay, and in second case, observation was the uncle was sitting and straight and stiff, both hands folded like this on the waist. So this was suggesting I'm something or egotism. I got hint of egotism there, as I was knowing some things from the relatives are there. He asked why you visited a doctor, no? So he was telling me, I thought it will go automatically. Who thinks no, the cough will go automatically in the COVID time? Everyone was panic, but this patient didn't got panic. This patient feeling that no, I'm well, nothing has happened to me. What had happened? Cough to hai. It will go on. और काउंट्स तो कम हुआ है, उसमें क्या इतना टेंशन लेने का. So this was the attitude of the patient. So when I asked, you feel weak at home also or while going out? So he told me he's not, why he's not going out frequently, because he has a fear. Once he had fallen, no, so he had the same fear. If I fall again, what will happen? If I fall, then my family has to come and help me, and I don't want that help from these people. So then he told me about one incidence of that fall that we have seen in detail. At the time only I got hint of the Anika. So what he is telling, you don't touch me, I'll wake up my own. This is a kind of a foolish behavior. Someone is coming to help you, you are not able to get up from your floor, and you are having four fractures in your vertebrae. Still you are telling that person, no, you sit here, I can get up my own. So this is the audacity and foolish behavior. What is audacity? Audacity is a behavior that involves lot of risk, and it makes the other person in shock. How can you see this? How can you do this? How can you have so much confidence in yourself into taking such a bold decision? So when I asked, didn't you got the pain at that time? He was saying, no, no, there was no pain. I just took half painkiller for fracture of four vertebrae. So well says he is when very sick, refusing medicine to take. And lastly, he admitted, yes, I have a pain, but I got fear. What happened if I get the same, I have to go with the same experience as my uncle had during the accident. If I get paralyzed, then what? If I'm not able to walk, then what? This is fear of paralysis. Why he have a fear? Because he feels that then I have to depend on somebody else, which Anika patient don't want because of his egotism. He says, I told my family member immediately after 8 days, I can walk. And he refused the help of his son also for going to the washroom. I can manage my own. You go to the office, I can do. So auntie have to literally pick him up and do all these things. But he was not ready to tell, no, I need your help. You take me to the washroom. You take me back. Nothing. So that level of ego Anika is having. So Anika is also in the rubric delusion well, and another very beautiful rubric of the Anika, obstinate, nothing matter with him declares there is. We have only two remedies in that, Anika and Epis. So here Epis says so because of the having affection towards the family, don't want his family to get disturbed because of his suffering. That's why he said like this. And Anika don't want help from the family members. That's why he declares that there is nothing matter with the me. I don't need your help. So the tagline for the Anika I have written is मुझ पे एक एहसान करना कि मुझ पे कोई एहसान मत करना. So this is a famous tagline. So we are now able to remember the core feeling of the Arnika. So Arnika is a common name is Wolf Benz, Leopard's Bend, or Mountain Tobacco, or Mountain Arnica. Why it is called as a Mountain Arnica? Because Arnica is usually found in the mountain areas where there are more rocks. So we can see this drug is having ability to grow even in a difficult situation where there are less soil, less minerals, less water. In that difficult situation also, he can flourish easily. Okay. So it is a moderately toxic European flowering plant in daisy family Asteraceae with a large yellow flower. So the flower of the Anika is very beautiful yellow color flower. So as we all know, we sometimes use the specific remedy for specific medicine, even in homeopathy. Though we practice on the basis of symptoms, similar principle of similia similibus curantur, but we sometimes don't consider totality, and as it's easy to give carbovage for the gases, naxomica for the acidity, like this robinia for the acidity, or naxomica for the constipation, chamomilla for dentition. So this practice is still going on. And like this, we also use Arnica for the injuries, accidents, bruises, but only some patients found relief. There are a lot of cases has to see the failures in spite of the injuries. You must have experienced that each and every patient who is having injury is not get better by the Arnica. Why? Because it's not an exact similimum for that patient, as the remedy should always be chosen on the basis of totality like other remedies. So to be able to use the Anika successfully henceforth in a various condition. So let's widen our horizon. Let's see the application of this beautiful remedy at the mind level also. So henceforth we will not limit our use of arnica for the injuries. We can even prescribe to the other conditions also apart from the injuries, if we know the core feeling, if we know the individuality, if we know the temperament of the arnica. So let's study arnica in short. So according to Dr. H.C. Allen, this remedy acts well on the people who were frightened easily, for sanguine plethoric persons who are always happy and cheerful. So these lines are very, very important, as we have seen in various literature, in Allen, Herring, Fartag, Kent, everywhere it is written that arnica is having some that cheerful feeling inside him. These people are quite vivacious. So this sentence indicate what the arnica person has lot of vitality and lot of vigor inside them. They want to move on with their own strength, and they do not, जिनके पास इतना वो मतलब जो खुद में इतना स्ट्रेंथ समझते हैं ना, वो दूसरों का हेल्प नहीं लेना चाहते हैं फिर. They don't like to help of the other people even under the adverse conditions. They have courage because we have seen, we can conclude from the doctrine of signature that it goes in the mountain areas where there is lot of struggle, still he is able to glow and flourish there. So he had this tendency to perform in this adverse condition. They have courage to take the toughest, most difficult and important decisions. They usually take their decision which involve a lot of risk. Like we have seen in this case of uncle. It was a risk now, because the person is already having a fracture. If he tries to get up on his own, he may get tear or any muscle injury. But he was ready to take that risk, but not ready to take the help from the neighbor. But their colleagues and the other people consider their decision as a foolish. What we have, if we come to know about this, we feel, what a foolish person he is. Why is behaving like this? But he is, no, I'm okay. I'm fine. Nothing matter with him. Nothing else to him. So these people can do so because they have a lot of faith in themselves. They are very confident. But behind this confidence, there is more of a whim and eccentricity. Because why? Confident person also know where to show confidence and where to know. He can calculate the risk-taking ability. No? Here I can take risk, but here I cannot. Okay, I have to submit. So this egotism increases up to the level of foolishness. That's why we feel this ego up to the level of foolishness in case of arnica. Hence, these people are unable to judge the actual situation. They have reached now to a state where they will need to take the help of the others. They find it very troublesome to seek help from the others. They just don't like to stoop down in front of anyone or submit in front of anyone. Commands of others, because he himself is in a dictatorial. He himself give command to the others. He don't like to listen command from the other end. The burden of their ego on their head is always tremendous. It keeps giving them feeling of superiority over the others, because we have seen ना commands का दिए जाते हैं. जैसे suppose soldier है, he gives command कि परेड दाहिने मुड़ तो दाहिने मुड़, सबको मुड़ना है. उसको आदत नहीं दूसरे की कमांड सुनने की, दूसरे ने मेरा सुनना चाहिए, ऐसा उसको लगता है. If at all they don't consider themselves superior to the others, they at least think themselves completely independent. That is, I don't need to depend on anyone. And they are feeling that they can do everything. They avoid seeking help of the other people, even under the most difficult and horrible circumstances. Ego doesn't let them stoop down ever. So this is not his confidence, because we have seen confidence person has a sense और एबिलिटी टू असेस द एक्चुअल सिचुएशन क्या है, और उसके हिसाब से वो कॉन्फिडेंस दिखाते हैं. बट दिस इज he will not seek the help without any hesitation. वो help ले लेंगे. But this is Anika person is quite egoistic fool. We have another very beautiful rubric in the Anika, cheerful, thoughtless. So what is the meaning of cheerful, thoughtless? The person is cheerful, and because of this he is thoughtless. Thoughtless means he's not thinking. Is the if I got fail at that in that place, I'll get scared what has happened to me. Or if my counts go down up to the level of 6 hemoglobin and doctor are asking me blood transfusion, still I'm not ready to visit, still I'm not ready to take any treatment. So obviously the thought should come in your mind, no? Ki, you should get panic at some level. That fear is also necessary sometimes. It will guide you to the right path. So, but in Arnika, there is this thoughtlessness. You don't get bothered about this risk-taking situations. He will remain cheerful at that time also. Because of this, he feels good. So it is not like a content state of opium. It is completely a different state. It is because of his ego, he is in that cheerful, thoughtless state. This means he is very cheerful that even under the adverse circumstances, he does not get any disturbing thought. He should get disturbing thought at that time. I should consult a doctor. I should go immediately to any hospital. So there is no any thought about that, what action to be taken at that time. Hence, even in the adverse condition, it do not affect him or do not distress him. He does not take the timely action against any situation because of this egotism. He let the situation worsen up to a dangerous level. जब blood transfusion कराने को आना है तब जाना है, वो भी घर वाले push करेंगे तभी जाना है. Even in the case of cough or at the time of COVID, he was not able to get rid of that cough. Still, he was taking rest at the home. He was not seeking any help. He just does not care about it, as he feels the problem is not going to affect me in any way. Delirium, well, he is. So it was a derailed state of the Arnika. So delirium declares, well, he is, well, she is. So घर वाले बोल रहे कि बाबा जा उठ ट्रीटमेंट ले कुछ तो कर, but he is not ready. So we have a lot of rubrics which are indicating this state of the Anika. Delusion, well, he is. Delirium, well, declares. She is obstinate. Nothing the matters with him, declares there is. Irritability, send the doctor home and says he is not sick. Well, says he is when very sick. So I think all have got this feel of well says very when sick in our case. So his consciousness and sensitivity to the tender emotions gradually start reducing. So whenever patient is or the person is in under the state of ego, he's not able to understand the small emotions of the person. So for example, he's not able to assess the situation in a right perspective. For example, the situation of the Ravana, we all know he was knowing कि प्रभु श्री रामा is the वो विष्णु के अवतार है, वो भगवान के अवतार है, उनसे कोई नहीं जीत सकता. एक के बाद वो युद्ध हारते गए, फिर भी उन्होंने आखिर तक अपना ईगो नहीं छोड़ा. एंड उसमें उनको हार मिली फिर ultimately. Same like a Hitler, he also go on killing many people. He feel that only certain caste of the people are having right to live in this world and other caste of the people are not. So this is also foolish. They are not able to assess the actual situation under their egotism. So same like Arnika is not able to assess the actual situation. Arnika person enjoy his condition thoroughly. Initially, he is in ecstasy, he is cheerful, thoughtless, he is completely absorbed in the happiness. But ऐसा नहीं है कि फिर इन लोगों के लाइफ में कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं होता है. They are also having some problems in their life, and when at that point of time or when they become sick at that time, whenever they need help, the ego comes in between. So because of which the behavior is of pushing other person away from them with rudeness, refusing medicine to take, offended easily, being sulky. So Arnika has such a big ego that he never wants to seek anyone's help. He tries all the possible means to get rid of the people who are helping him, and he behaves rudely with them. So there was no need of telling the son, you go to the office, there is no need, I can manage my own. No need of telling auntie, you don't get bothered about me, I'm fine. So other people are telling for your good. They are not your enemies. Still, he is not able to understand. So why does he have such a senseless behavior? the ego of the person does not let him stoop down in front of others. And even if he sees his own destruction, he sees himself getting destroyed slowly, but he does not bow down to seek the help from the other people. And however, he's obviously anyone will get anxious inside if he sees his destruction is on the way. जैसे we have seen in case of the uncle, he feels कि I got scared at that time कि what happened if I'm not able to walk now. If I also get paralyzed, saying like my uncle has suffered in the accident. However, he is definitely anxious inside, not show that easily, because of that mask of the egotism. So no one in the world want to get ruined. So they have, Anika is also having a lot of fears like fear of paralysis, fear of apoplexy, fear of ordeals. Ordeal is we have already seen going through that painful experience again and again. Fear of disease being incurable, fear of failure. Then what is paralysis? This is a condition where a system does not operate according to the wishes of the authority. What is paralysis? In paralysis, we have seen in this picture, we have to always depend on somebody else. जब वो पर्सन आपको एक जगह से दूसरा जगह लेके जाएगा तब आप जा सकते हो, आप खुद होके कुछ नहीं कर सकते उस केस में। आपके जो सारे ऑर्गन्स है उसने आपका कमांड सुनना बंद कर दिया है, वहां पे भी आपका कमांड नहीं सुना जा रहा है। दैट हर्ट्स अर्निका। The authority loses control over the situation, and this condition is normally known as a state where the person loses the work ability of one or the other organ of the body. A person does not able to operate is the system as per his will, which he want all the things to take place as he want, as his wish. He will lose control over the system and it will function on its own chaotic manner, orderless manner. So then he is not able to dictate even on his body. So thus when the person is not able to control the situation, he have to depend on other, he have to seek the help from the other. फिर उसका ego क्या है वहां पे hurt होगा, he will not work as per his will. As the Anika person consider himself to be very powerful and independent because of this ego, he does not want to take anyone's help. But somehow the circumstances become such that in future he will not be able to remain independent anymore, and these fears start bothering him now. Now he get that fear in what will happen in future. No, he consider himself to be the supreme, that going down to the others is equivalent to the death at that time for him. So we have a rubric for this delusion. He is about to be arrested. So foolish behavior, contradiction, he cannot tolerate contradiction, and rather he is having disposition to do contradict others. If others are telling you go visit that doctor, you do these things for yourself, then he will don't like and he will contradict them. There is a beautiful rubric in the Anika defiance. He can go up to the level of defiance and he will start ruling other person. He start dictating other person or authority. Arnika person is never able to understand the tender feelings of love and affection with the other family members are having for him. Hence, he behave rudely with them. He dictate over other people when he is powerful and capable of doing everything by himself. But when he is capable, when he is powerful, at that time only he can dictate. Once there is a downfall, then there is rudeness, there is this pushing of the other person start. And फिर वो irritability start होती है अर्निका में. He does not take the situation seriously initially. Initially remain frivolous about this condition, like we have seen in our case also. This is because if he comes to know about the defect, he does not feel anything needs to be done to correct that defect. He remains quite happy even that situation. We have seen Arnika is in an ecstasy and cheerful state. So ecstasy is an altered state of consciousness where the person is in a trance-like state and is less aware of about his surrounding. He does not give any importance to any state, anyone in this state. So we have a beautiful rubrics in Anika like heedless, haughty, answering, refusing to answer. So we will get the other remedies in our mind like Nakswamika, arsenic album, platina. So, but we have the unique feature in the Arnika. The ego of the Arnika is very high and it is up to the level of foolishness. There is a audacity, there is a temerity in the Arnika which is absent in the other remedies. The people knowing him as well as his family members ask him to pay the attention to his worsening problems, to do something about him. But he does not like the situation of when he have to answer, when he is obliged to get answer. Yari, go to the doctor. If the doctor is asking something, tell him. Now, irritability sends the doctor home. He even don't want to talk with the doctor or answer to the doctor. मैं किसी को आंसर देने के लिए नहीं बना हूँ. I can know what is wrong with me. I'm good. I don't need your advice. This is the attitude of the Arnika. When in the healthy state, the ego of the Anika is indicated by the rubrics like consolation, aggravation, sympathy from others, aversion to. We don't like sympathy or consolation from the others. That's why he avoid talking on these topics. So we have rubrics like answering, aversion to answer, and anger when obliged to answer. This means he become if anyone tries to console or give sympathy to him. Consoling is trying to reduce the other person's sorrow or trouble. It's like giving pity. So you don't like that pitiful situation. But the problem with the Arnika is he doesn't want to show others that he has become weak and he needs somebody help in this state of weakness. He tries to project that he doesn't need anybody's help and he himself is capable of handling the situation, but he is scared from everything. So we have a rubric which show his fear, that is fear of pain, fear of ordeal, anguish during chill. He behaves rudely to hide his weakness and declares that he doesn't have any problem. He's perfectly fine and he doesn't need anyone's help. So we have a very wonderful rubric in the Anika, irritability, supper after or weeping supper after. So what is supper? Supper is a evening meal which is given in written of the favor. According to Universal Dictionary, the meaning of the supper is returning of your favor. You have done something for me and in return of that, मतलब मैं वो कृतज्ञता व्यक्त कर रहा हूँ, ये उसको नहीं चाहिए, उसको किसी का एहसान नहीं चाहिए. So एहसान is supper. Hence he seek the help of the those people who will not feel he is obliged for them. जैसे servants हो गए या unknown people, he will take help from them easily, but not from the known people or family, immediate family members. So those people who work for the money and can be dominated easily like servants, he will take help from them easily, but not from the family, because वो फिर बाद में बोल के दिखाएंगे कि आप जब पड़े थे बिस्तर पे, हमने ही तो आपको उठाया था, हम तो लेके गए थे आपको वॉशरूम तक. तो ये उसको सुनना नहीं होता है. इट इज लाइक अ रिटर्न ऑफ द फेवर फॉर हिम. इट मेक्स हिम इरिटेबल बिकॉज इट हर्ट्स हिज ईगो. If our family members try to help him, he keeps on dictating them and rebuffing them. Dictatorial, talking with the air of command, he makes them realize that they are not doing favor to him by helping him. He is capable of doing all his work and because of the ego gets hurt also very easily. If someone has not given that importance to him, he does not give any importance to the other also in this state. He feels those people who are easily yielding in front of anybody, who are easily doing things for the other person, who are pleasing others, are like animals for him, like a cat and dogs who don't have any strength, who are very poor, or who are very low in front of human beings. So that feeling he is having for the other person or his family members. He just do not have any respect for them. If anyone says anything to him, he always take it in a bad part and think that the other persons are purposely insulting him. He does not want to talk about the incident that has hurt him badly. It is at the level of mental and physical, both. So he becomes alert and that the other person shouldn't talk about the same thing, that you got fall at that time and I have helped you, or you have to take the help at that time. So we have a very good, beautiful rubrics like fear of approaching him of others, lest he should not be touched. मतलब touch कहाँ चाहिए? Mental level पे. It's not, it's written in the mind section of the repertory. Touched, aversion to being, fear struck by those coming towards him, being by those, anxiety of being touched. So these rubrics can be applied when the person gets injury. At that time also, his sore, bruised, lame parts also feel having the same feeling that someone should not touch. If anyone comes near, he just take that injured part behind. Okay. So I think because of that mental state, we have started prescribing arnica frequently in the cases of injuries, because it can be applied at the physical as well as mental level also. But I think as bricks are written in the mind section, it should match both. It should match all the totality in cases of even injuries or paralysis or brain stroke, anything. That time the remedy is going to act that perfectly. The remedy is going to help and do the miracles at that time only, when everything is fitting like a jigsaw puzzle. No? Everything is fitting in one place, physicals, mentals, and particulars. When everything is get matched, at that time the remedy is able to do the miracles. And not only on the basis of injuries, we have to prescribe arnica henceforth. He prefers keeping away from those people who have hurt him mentally, which hurt his ego. If someone talks about coming to meet him, he start getting scared that they should not talk about the something that is going to hurt his ego, because he is in the downfall state now. No? So when but ego is still same. So if someone come and talks about the things which are hurting him at the level of mind, or something which hurting his ego, he don't want to listen those things. So he's scared of getting hurt at the level of mind and physical, sensitive to pain, fear of being hurt. The problem of the Arnica patient arises due to the injury to his lordship or ownership and his ego. It is like just like a head injury for him. So head injury is when you consider yourself as the head of the family. You consider yourself something of prime importance in the family. After you, there are other members of the family, and when it hurts, when there is a injury to your this ego of being a head of the family, at that time you start suffering. So elements from mental shock, dullness after the injuries to the head, indifference after concussions of brain, sadness after the head injury, stupefaction after the head injuries, unconsciousness, concussion of the brain from. So we have this rubric also in the Arnica. As till now, he was considered himself to be the head of the family who run the whole house. However, it is evident that after some incidences, for example, if daughter-in-law started abusing verbally, this is also hurting his ego and ultimately a head injury for him. They don't consider him as a head of the family. So he start living sad after that. He replies correctly when asked about the specific subject or his own condition, although he does not take interest in the any other work on his own. So this is what we have a famous symptom of the arnica. Unconsciousness, answer correctly when spoken to, but in the delirium, but unconsciousness written at once. मतलब he answers correctly, he know everything, but he is showing that मुझे आपके बिहेवियर से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है. आई एम ट्राइंग टू बी अनकॉन्शियस. मुझे whenever you are hurting my ego, when you are giving my the head injury, I'll not pay heed to that portion. I'll just narrate whatever you are asking me, and then I'll go again in that my trance state. Answering super written quickly after answering. So it can be applied directly and it can be applied metaphorically also. I hope I'm not going very fast, Dr. Rashi. Everything is clear till now? Any queries?
Some people did feel that a few topics went by really quickly. So I think
Okay.
you'll have to summarize a bit so that just they can recapitulate whatever was taught.
Yeah. No problem. I'll summarize later on. Any queries till now?
So we have two questions. One is from Vasant Kumar. Will arnica come close to sulfur? So comparison of arnica and sulfur.
Okay, that questions will take later on about DD. You
And
first finish homeopathy. Hmm.
another question is on ternarity. How to understand that? So I think that also we can put it for the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So few slides are remaining now. So we have a rubric in the arnica. We all know this is also a peculiar symptom of the arnica. Hard bed sensation of everything on which he lies seems too hard. So what do you understand by this? When we is it possible that the bed is hard because bed is made up of cotton or foam? No, it cannot be hard. Then problem is where the problem is inside you. You are feeling that it is hard. You are blaming that bed to be hard. So he complains constantly of a bed and keeps moving from one place into the another place in search of the soft part. This means when a person lies on something, whether he lies on a soft bed, he feels extremely hard. He keeps complaining about the hardness and moving in search of a soft spot. So where the a person does not feel that there is something wrong with me, something wrong with my mind or something wrong with my body, he does not find any defect in himself. But he blames the others. He blames the bed. This means he's perfectly all right. There is no problem with him. But the bed is not good. What is bed? Which is giving him the comfort. For example, metaphorically, we can also see the family members which are trying to give him the comfort, trying to ask and show to the doctor to seek the medical help or do something, but he is blaming them in return. He's not understanding the fault is with his mindset. The subtle meaning of this is the arnica person has such a big ego that he never find the fault with himself. He always feel that whatever he is doing is perfectly all right, but the other persons are unable to understand him properly and they are opposing him. Instead of listening to a wise person like him, they're arguing with him. They're troubling him. So he's unable to control those people and he keeps searching for the people who are soft people, who are agreeing with him, who are listening to him, and whom he can dominate, whom he can dictate. That's why we have a rubric in Arnica, discontented with everything. We have another good rubric in the Arnica, praying quietly. What do you mean by praying quietly? Why will we always pray quietly only? No? But specifically, Arnica is mentioned in this rubric because when the person prays quietly, when he does not want to show other person that I need your help, praying is going down in front of some higher authority. For example, God. We bow down in front of the God. We know the Almighty, the God is the highest authority in this world. But Arnika doesn't want to show even to the family members that I need someone's help. When just we have seen whenever there is a downfall of the Arnika, whenever he gets sick, whenever there is a paralytic condition, or whenever he gets head injury, even at the mental level, when he tries and seek the help of the physician at that time, वो ऐसे धीरे से बात करेंगे और क्या करेंगे, अगर फैमिली मेंबर्स जो साथ में अगर आए होंगे उनको लेके तो उनको बाहर निकाल देंगे कि मुझे थोड़ा डॉक्टर साहब से बात करना है, और फिर वो धीरे से बोलेंगे देखो मुझे ये हो रहा है, देखो मुझे वो हो रहा है, मुझे इसके लिए भी दवाई दो, मुझे उसके लिए भी दवाई दो. So this is attitude of Arnica. So praying quietly has only two remedies, arsenic and arnica. This means he pray without making any noise or making any show off. This means he does not pray or wishes that the other people should help him. But they pray in such a manner that the other people don't come to know about their prayers. Other people should not come to know that he is asking help from the other. A weak person always pray to a strong person. The prayer is offered to a person who is capable of fulfilling the prayer. Meaning of the prayer is offered to a person or object who is more powerful than him. So the fact that these people pray without telling others about it prove that they do not want to appear weak in front of others. Want to project themselves as strong as they feel themselves they are strong, but actually they have started becoming weak from inside because of the disease. Then we have a very wonderful rubric, elements from money losing. That also we know. This is also a very important feature of the Arnica. So why you all think the Arnica is in the rubric like elements from losing money or anxiety after losing money? We have many rubrics of the Arnica in this state. Money से क्या मिलता है हमको? Money gives you the power. Money gives you that strength. You can dictate over the others. You can hire servants. You can do anything you want. You purchase anything you want. And you don't need to of others at that time. So we have a rubric like sadness, money after losing, elements from money after losing. So his elements start arising due to the financial losses. He cannot tolerate the financial loss of any kind. But why is it so? We need to understand this reason behind it. Money make a person feel powerful. This means a person feels that till the time you possess the power of the money, you can get anything done from anyone, from servant or from anybody who are the soft part for you, and whom you can dictate without feeling obliged. In contrary, because you're paying in return. So वो आपको जताने नहीं वाले कि हमने आप पे ये एहसान किया था या हमने आप पे ये फेवर किया था. Because in return you are giving something to them, so they can even dictate over them. This is the egotism. Hence he feels that he is losing power with the loss of the money. So with this we come to the end of our today's presentation. Gratitude to Dr. Narendra Gupta sir for teaching this beautiful remedy. Each and every aspect I have taken today of Anika, I have learned from the sir only. So gratitude, sir. So the another tagline for Anika, मैं झुकेगा नहीं साला, from Pushpa. So this is all about Anika.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Archana. We had a wonderful session. Regarding the questions that we were to take in the end, I'll quickly take all the questions one by one. So, one question was, Dr. Shia, that I did not understand how we see egotistic person to be Arnika, because sulfur, platina, people are also like that, and how to differentiate.
Sulfur is also in egotism, but sulfur is in the rubric reverence for those around him. Sulfur is a person who is having reason power increased. So sulfur is an intelligent person. He is able to assess where to seek help or where not. Sulfur is in the wealth. Sulfur is in the anxiety for family. Sulfur is in the anxiety children about. So he will नॉट मतलब वो अपने फैमिली को आगे लेके जाने वाला पर्सन है. वो अपने फैमिली के साथ कभी भी इतना रूडली बिहेव करेगा नहीं, और जब भी जरूरत है तभी उस जगह पे जो डिसीजन उसको लेना है वो प्रॉपरली लेगा, बिकॉज सल्फर इज हैविंग दैट रीजनिंग पावर. सो सल्फर इज वे डिफरेंट फ्रॉम द अर्निका. देन अनदर एनी क्वेश्चन?
Okay, the initially two cases you shared, so people would also like to see those cases once again. What was the follow-up and how did you deal with them? So very quickly and summarizing everything, because we deviated
Okay.
from the cases to Arnika.
मतलब आई नीड टू समराइज बोथ द केसेस अगेन. Should I share my screen
Just
again?
the summary, because
Okay.
people say that the cases were discussed, but we did not go into the details of the case because कोई investigations क्या हुआ फिर उसके बाद क्या हुआ, like the
Okay, okay, no
entire
problem. So
case
first case,
processing.
first case is of bleeding piles. That lady came to me. She was having this complaint of hemorrhoids since 15 years, but she was taking some Ayurvedic medicine and she was better. But she is having this complaint since her second delivery. But since 6 months, she started suffering again. She took some treatment. She has even shown me the tablet she was taking, prescribed by some doctor nearby. She was not getting better. She's still having that pain or bleeding and the suffering. So one of my patient referred her to me. After coming to me, she sat and she said, "Doctor, I'm having lot of pain and I'm not understanding. कि I'm not eating, as I have shown, कि in her culture they used to eat non-veg and everything daily, but she have stopped eating everything, fish, meat, eggs, because that may produce heat in the body. So I'm not eating. I'm taking all the precautions, still having so much pain. Even I'm avoiding eating also sometimes because I get scared. Then next time day again I have to go to the washroom. So I'm really scared of that pain and that thing of going to the washroom again and going with the some that same painful experience of going to the washroom and suffering that pain again from the half a day. So here two things strike to me. She's having lot of fear of the pain and she's having fear of that painful experience of going to the washroom and again going with the same pain which she has experienced yesterday, day before yesterday. Since 6 months she is experiencing, but still, as it is a daily routine, we have to go to the washroom if you are eating. She told me same thing, बिकॉज अभी खाना तो खाना पड़ेगा ना मैडम, उस वो कैसे चलेगा बिना खाए। तो मैं फिर दूसरे दिन मतलब रात को जब भी खाना खाती हूँ तो मुझे दिमाग में वही आता है कल फिर वॉशरूम जाना पड़ेगा। And this is fear of ordeal. So if we combine these two rubrics, fear of pain and fear of ordeal, we get a single remedy, that is Arnica. And later on, I confirm Arnica on the basis of her general nature. I asked her, what is your general nature, or what is the deviation from your general nature rather than nature, general nature, ki what are the mental symptoms you are having right now. So there was no any much stress or any I got nothing from the IPR. And as she was continuously talking about the pain, so I have not gone in much detail. I just asked what is the deviation in your mental state. So I started feeling some irritability and I'm getting angry very easily with my family members right now because of the pain. So I clubbed three rubrics: fear of pain, fear of ordeal, and irritability pain during, and I got to the Arnica. Here I didn't gone into that much detail ki what is the core feeling of the Arnica and whether it is not matching or not, because I got the three important and the PPP, present, predominant, and persistent rubric of the case or feeling of the patient, that I converted into rubrics and come to the remedy immediately, because it was an acute case. And in acute case, if you are getting that evident totality, then I think we can, I get confident ki it's Arnica only and it is going to help him. After that, her pain stopped immediately next day. She reported me, I think, on the third day. I've shown these cases in also in Pune PCMC group. So I have shown their follow-ups also at that time. But as because of the privacy issue, I'm not able to show the videos here. So I'm just orally narrating her follow-up. Then after, I think, 1.5 months, she got completely fine. She didn't have any recurrence of the pain and bleeding. And till now, she's taking treatment from me regularly for some other issues also. But she's better on the side of the hemorrhoids and pipes. She's not having any complaint. Then next, move on to our second case. So in the second case, this is a case of an uncle. He is of 75 years age old, and he is suffering from aplastic anemia since long time. His whole family is my patient, but he never seeks treatment for me. He never comes to consult me. I got to know from his relative, that is his wife, that is auntie, who is my regular patient. And as I've already told, she is a stramonium patient. So every time she gets something, she immediately rush to me and show me, so, see, I have got this, I have got that. But opposite to them, opposite to her is the uncle's nature. That only I got know from her. So once during COVID time, he started suffering from cough and cold, and he had some fever also, but he was okay at that time. Fever was gone because he took the crocin, but he didn't took any other treatment. He have never taken antibiotics or any other treatment which was going on at that time. So auntie pushed him to me, at least you go and take homeopathy also, because at that time trend was going off, arsenic album was famous and everybody was seeking homeopathy also. So at least you take homeopathy if you are not, if you do not want to take the other medicine. So he came and sat. I was preparing medicine for my previous patient. So he came and sat like this for near about 2 to 3 minutes. He was sitting same. Then I asked to remove his mask. so that I can able to hear him. ऐसे उन्होंने मास्क रिमूव किया, ऐसे रखा, फिर वापस ऐसे बैठ गए. So I asked, okay, tell me uncle, क्या हुआ आपको? 8 दिन से आपको तकलीफ है, आपने दिखाया नहीं डॉक्टर को. तो बोले नहीं, मैंने क्रोसिन लिया ना, मैंने हाफ क्रोसिन लिया. तो कफ के लिए आपने सिर्फ क्रोसिन लिया, कुछ नहीं लिया, एंटीबायोटिक नहीं लिए, कुछ नहीं लिया, कफ सिरप नहीं लिया. तो बोले नहीं, आई थॉट को चला जाएगा अपने आप ठीक हो जाएगा, इसलिए फिर कुछ लिया नहीं मैंने ज्यादा. और शुरुआत कैसे, हाउ इट स्टार्टेड, वो बालकनी में आराम कर रहे थे और वो एक्चुअली लेटे हुए थे नीचे डायरेक्टली फ्लोर पे. फ्लोर वॉज वेरी कोल्ड एंड फिर वो उनको सर्दी लग गई और वहां से उनका कंप्लेन स्टार्ट हुआ था, ऐसे उन्होंने रफली आइडिया दिया. देन फिर मुझे सिर्फ इतना समझ में आया था कि पर्सन इज हैविंग सम ईगो. सिर्फ इतना मुझे अंदाजा आया था इतने केस के वर्बाटियम में. देन हम जैसे आगे गए, फिर मैंने उनको पूछा कि देन व्हाट इज योर रूटीन, व्हाट यू डू, व्हाट वाज योर ऑक्यूपेशन. सो ही वाज वर्किंग इन अ रेलवेज and he's retired and he's doing enjoying his retired life. He's roaming here and there and not much any stress tension. But the thing is he's afraid of falling. So he told me twice this, because when I asked you why didn't you seek the treatment for the aplastic anemia also, no? As you're having this. So he told, once I have gone, once I have shown, he have prescribed me some tonics, but later I didn't go. Why? Because my family is not having time. Why to unnecessarily bother them? And if I go alone and if I get fell down, then who will pick me up? Then they have to suffer. Matlab, this fear is there because he had an incident that he got fall 8 years back at his home only, and he got his 4 vertebrae fractured. At that time, no one was at home. His son was gone outside, outstation, and he is having one daughter, and his son-in-law was staying in the down, the nearby area in Pune. So his neighbor listened his voice and he came to help him. कि बाबा चलो आपको उठाते हैं, हॉस्पिटल में लेके जाते हैं. So he straight away refused. No, no, you sit here. You don't touch me. I can get up. See my hands are, I'm able to move. See my legs, I'm able to move. I just not able to get up, but I'll get up after some time. You just make a call to my son-in-law and उसको बुला लो, उसको पुणे में बुला लो, फिर हम तय करेंगे हमको कहाँ जाना है. मेरा पॉकेट लेके आओ, मेरा ये लेके आओ. उनको वो कमांड करने लगे, आप यहाँ पे बैठ जाओ, ऐसे करो, वैसे करो. सो इन दिस सिचुएशन what is actually he should do, na? He should take his help, he should get immediately to the hospital, but instead of that he is what telling, no, I am good, मुझे कुछ नहीं हो रहा, देखो मेरे हाथ हिल रहे हैं, देखो मेरे पैर हिल रहे हैं. So here I got the clue of this remedy. The patient is, no doubt there is an injury, there is a history of fall like we usually see in the arnica, but the general nature of the patient is also matching with the arnica. He is having that foolish ego, he is having that audacity, he is telling that there is nothing matter with him, well says he is when very sick. So there I got the clue of this remedy. Then he narrated that incident, that he was not ready to accept that he is having fear, but after asking me frequently 2 to 3 times, he finally agreed, yes, I had fear. And what was the fear? If I'm not able to walk further, what will happen? If I get paralyzed, then I have to depend on the others. So that was the gist of that case. And even after going home, he didn't seek the help of his son. Whenever he is asking him, the son is very mild, very caring. Still he is not ready to take his help. He's saying, you don't need, I don't need your help, you go to the office, I can manage my own. So here also his ego got confirmed. So these were the both cases. And rubrics we have already seen, journey we have already seen.
So basically, this is about going into the mental sphere of the patient. It's not exactly about piles or aplastic anemia or whatever. It's more about how to, come out with the mentality of the patient. Right, Dr. Archana, the core of the patient.
Everything should get matched. The totality should get matched, because we need to not prescribe only for the injuries, arnica henceforth. We need to prescribe it, or we get more sure when it is matching at all the levels, at the mental level, at the physical level, at the particular level. Then the remedy is going to do the miracles, and not only on the basis of injuries or stroke or bleeding. So that was the aim
And
of today's topic.
people also want to know what potency of arnica was given.
Yes. In the first case of bleeding piles, I started with the 30, and I have to prescribe 200 and 1 m twice her. So I have gone up to the 1 m, and after that she got settled. In the second case, I have prescribed only Anika 30 during the COVID time, and in the this aplastic anemia का जो रिपोर्ट था जुलाई वाला, वहां पे मैंने उसको एलएम पोटेंसी उनको डायरेक्टली एलएम पोटेंसी स्टार्ट किया. एट दैट टाइम आई वाज हैविंग एलएम पोटेंसी, सो आई हैव स्टार्टेड विद द 0/1, and only with the 0/1 he got settled. And reports we have already seen. In July his hemoglobin was 6, and it comes to up to in September it was 14.1. Okay.
Which
And
is an
other
appreciable difference, which is a very, very nice difference.
and
So
they
I
have
think
already asked to do blood transfusion, but he refused that also, and he has also
that's
refused the all the oral medications which we have given for iron and B12 tablets. He have taken nothing. He just took our homeopathic pills only. That's it.
so we saw the reports.
And
There's an appreciable difference in the condition of the patient also. So I hope those of you who've been asking why she did not consider nitric acid in the piles wala case and any other medicine in this case, so you've got your answer here that arnica matches the mental makeup of the patient, and we're not just considering the complaint of the patient. We are also taking in the totality. So I hope most of you who've
because
asked
whenever
me
we prescribe
why
according to
she's chosen
totality, at that
arnica.
time only, hmm, because on the basis of totality only we
Why
need
is
to prescribe. We
arnica
have to
so
understand the
egoistic?
individuality.
Okay, a question is why is Arnika so egoistic? So I don't think. I mean, what answer can
It
we
is
give on that?
we have all yesterday only we have seen a platina, no? So platina is also egoistic. Sulfur is also egoistic, but every remedy is having ego at the some other level. Other characteristic also get matched with him. So, like in today's case, we have seen Arnika's ego is quite a foolish ego. His ego is what I will not bend down in front of you, and I will not seek your help. That is the ego of the person. He don't want to bend down in front of other and take his help, because there is a rubric weeping और irritability suffer after. फिर everything is if जब दूसरा कोई उसको सुनाता है ना कि आपने मैंने आपके ऊपर मतलब आप मैंने आपको ये हेल्प किया या मैंने आपके लिए ये फेवर किया, वो अर्निका को सुनना नहीं होता. इज द ईगो ऑफ द अर्निका. And because
ऐसे
of
ही
this
कल
cheer
we
up
had learned
thought,
platina कि platina कैसे he looks down upon people. He will walk in the clinic
platina
and
is
he owns
something
the
different.
place.
We have
Platina
seen
is different.
yesterday various cases of platina by Dr. Ganesh. So you must have understood how platina. Platina is exclusive. Platina consider herself exclusive. That's why she contempt others. She is in a delusion help calling. वो directly help नहीं मांगेगी. और अर्निका is refusing में. वो तो help देते
वो
तो नहीं
dependence
चाहिए.
का
ऐसा है
fear है.
अर्निका.
Correct.
हाँ, he
So
want to get independent. हाँ, he don't want to depend on
So I
others.
hope you've got your answers there. That you have to learn the level of egotism in different remedies is different. So what you have to catch in your patient is what level of egotism this remedy shows. Right, Dr. Rachna?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Because
okay, one
whenever we
question:
see
why?
ego, we need to differentiate. Okay, how's his ego? Sulfur's ego is he takes us also with him. वो रेफरेंस वाला ईगो रहता है. प्लेटिना कंटेम्प्ट करता है. अर्निका को हमको पता चलता है कि आईपीआर से कि यार ये हमको डिक्टेट करता है.
Acha, why 0/1 was chosen? LM potency.
LM potency was chosen because I need to do give repeated stimulations, as the person has already asked for the blood transfusion. So I don't want to go to that level, because I was knowing about his nature. He will not take any treatment, or he will not go for the blood transfusion. So I have to show that difference immediately. So to give continuous stimulation, I have gone in the LM potencies. And it
Okay,
really
any
did
other
wonders.
questions? Absolutely. Any other questions? Because again, we've overshot time as usual, and there's one comment from Dr. Pashwa. Thank you, ma'am, for the webinar. It was a pleasure to attend, and you have helped me articulate parts of my role well and consider new aspects of leadership. I will be able to carry these lessons learned and going forward. Thanks again for your knowledge.
Thank you.
So that's a
Thank you,
wonderful
everyone. Thank you, Dr.
LM
Rashi, for
potency.
huh, potency.
Sorry, Dr. Archana, go on. You were saying
You
something.
asked
Sorry.
something? Hey, I was just concluding. Thank you, all the wonderful delegates. And thank you, Dr. Rashi. Thank you, Homeopathy 360, for arranging such a beautiful platform for the budding homeopaths like us. It's really a pleasure of mine to be here and to be part of this beautiful
No, that's our pleasure, Dr. Rachna. Totally, because the very aim of this webinar series is to bring here, the teachers who can share their experiences and give a clinical perspective to the students. So that's the very aim of this series, and we're really happy to have HHF with us because HHF has such wonderful mentors that even I, after so many years in practice, I have learned so much from
Yes, yes.
so many
Actually,
people.
gratitude to HHF. It's all because of HHF we are here and we are able to do such a things.
Absolutely. Okay, one question. LM potency repeat कर सकते हैं क्या?
Yeah, we can repeat LM potencies. I have
So
given in 100 ml of water. I have added one pill of this Nika 0 by 1 and few drops of SL alcohol. And I have repeated one spoon morning and evening, two times for 8 days.
so again that varies from case to case again
Yeah,
because
it varies on
and also that
potency
varies
is
from
quite a
doctor to
vast
doctor how
subject
you
and
take
it
your
is of a
case and
personal experience. There is no any fixed rule about the potency.
absolutely.
It's come with your clinical experience.
हाँ, and then you will learn कि कहीं पे you have to judge the susceptibility of the patient कहीं पे कुछ
Yeah,
and कैसे you go about selecting your potencies. uh,
yes.
okay, Dr. Ashwini, nice explanation of the journey of Varnika. Thank you, Archana ma'am. And
Thank you, Ashwin.
Devashish, gratitude ma'am. So any other questions, quickly type in the box. So I'll take it right now because again we're half an hour past 9. And so very quickly because then we'll wind up. And okay, meanwhile, I'll just quickly tell you about 360 for those of you who have joined us for the first time here, and for those of you who are not aware what is 360. So, Homeopathy 360 is a web portal which has been launched solely with the aim of strengthening homeopathic education, and that is why we have Dr. Archana here, and we have all the HHM mentors coming one by one to teach you clinical lessons. Homeopathy 360, if you go on to the website, you will find a lot of academic content there. We have a lot of preparatory material, a lot of study material that is shared by teachers from not just one college, from different colleges, from different organizations such as HHF. And you will find details of webinars, details of upcoming events. We have the news sections. So everything that relates to homeopathy, you will find on Homeopathy 360, whether it is news, whether it is event, whether it is anything, cases, researches, whatever. Now we also have this ongoing series, Teach Beyond Boundaries. Beyond Boundaries with Homeopathy 360, where we bring in different teachers, just as we have Dr. Archana. And that's Homeopathy 360 all about. So any more questions? Quickly, I'll just check the Q&A box once again. And uh, Dr. Nitika, any WhatsApp group we can join to get updated? Yes, of course, we have our WhatsApp groups. If you, where you have received your mail to join this webinar, wherever you have received it, you'll find the WhatsApp link. So you can join us through that WhatsApp link. So that is it. And thank you, ma'am. Very nice explanation. Nice explanation. So we have a lot of compliments
Thank you.
coming in, Dr. Rachna. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. I hope
And
I'm able to do justice because very short of time, so I was right. fast initially.
So actually, 1 hour is quite less to discuss such good cases,
Such
and
a good
if we
remedy.
go into the
And
depths of remedies, there's too much.
I'm not able to show the video cases here, no? So that's why I need to summarize it, and the people get some difficulty to understand what exactly the patient must be telling.
So okay, I think
Anyways,
there are no more questions. I've
okay, so
checked
let's
the Q&A
conclude.
box. Uh, okay, just one last question. Does Apis Mel also declare that there is nothing, there is no matter with him? Does Apis also
I have
do that?
already told about
One
epismel.
comparison.
एपिसमेल is a person who is very affectionate, affability में होता है epismel, and because of that he don't want to bother his family and his friends. That's why I declare obstinate, nothing matters him, that I'm well, nothing has happened to me. So that is the major difference between Epis and Arnica, because of he don't want to take from help from the other, that's why he declared that I'm well. And Epis don't want to bother others, he just want to stay, मतलब he just want to suffer by himself, मगर simulating hilarity while he feels rich में है एपिस. सो उसका तकलीफ वो दूसरों को दिखाना उसको अच्छा नहीं लगता. जैसे एपिस का बहुत अच्छा एग्जांपल है आनंद मूवी. आनंद मूवी में जो राजेश खन्ना का रोल है, it is like a epis. He
It is
always
Apis Mel.
that cheerful, that smiley, even though he was having cancer, he was not showing others. He was, अरे मुझे कुछ नहीं, आई एम वेरी गुड, मुझे कुछ नहीं, मुझे कोई तकलीफ नहीं है, ऐसा एपिस का एटीट्यूड होता है. एंड अर्निका इज पुष्पा टू रिमेम्बर इन शॉर्ट.
Acha, another question is LM potency is good for skin disease. Now we are taking this question here. This is the last question that we'll take. LM potency पे I promise I'm going to bring another very nice webinar क्योंकि LM potency बहुत
या
डिटेल
या
में जाता है. So
हाँ, सो एट
we'll
दैट
plan
टाइम वी
another
गो इन दैट
very nice
डिटेल.
webinar. But
या
meanwhile,
एलएम
Dr.
पोटेंसी यू
Archana,
कैन.
LM potency on
हाँ,
skin disease.
LM potencies are quite safe and you can repeat it. It's not about skin conditions. It about any condition you can give LM potency. But I usually use in the psychiatric cases where we need to give repeated simulations, or the autoimmune diseases where also we need repeated simulation like psoriasis and the other skin conditions like leprosy, yeah, vitiligo. In that conditions, you can easily repeat LM potency if you are sure of your
तो
remedy.
जहां पे भी वी नीड वेरी क्विक रेपिटेशंस या जहां पे भी यू आर स्केर्ड कि एग्रेवेशन होगा तो दिस माइट अफेक्ट द पेशेंट,
हाँ,
तो
so
वहां
these are
पे
very
दोनों
mild
जगह पे,
potencies.
हाँ दोनों जगह पे वील यूज एलएम पोटेंसी. दिस इज फॉर डॉक्टर ताशिनेगी एंड दैट इज द लास्ट क्वेश्चन बिकॉज वी आर टेकिंग हर टाइम ऑल्सो. So we'll quickly wind up now. So thank you, Dr. Archana. Thank you, everybody, all the
Thank you
participants.
everybody for patient listening.
Uh, okay, so we're leaving here. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Dr. Archana. Good night.
Okay, bye
Good
bye,
night,
good
everyone.
night.